So I want to talk about this right here. This is NFL on NBC, but it's pro football talk. Talking about how concerned are they over the situation between Jamar Chase and the Bengals. And starting off right away, they do say that both of them, I believe, Florio gives it a 5. He gives it a 6, depending on how concerned they are over the situation with the contract. But one thing they bring up, which is a really good point, is the fact that it's already been said by Mike Brown that the contract's not going to get done this year. And the contract's not going to happen until next year. So they kind of reiterate that point and then kind of go into a different direction than you might think, saying like, well, the point of a hold-in is to, in theory, get a contract done. You hold in until the contract's done. If it's just known, hey, listen, we're not going to get a contract done this year, I'm not working and I'm not doing the practice and I'm not doing preseason, which Zach Taylor already is cool with. If you're not doing all that, that's already known, this isn't really a drama or such a case. This is more just understood. And it's kind of, in a sense, not even a hold-in. It's more or less just say, okay, well, this is kind of just understood that I'm not going to practice because I don't want to get hurt. And I'm going to play the season and then go on from there. And this is why I have been fighting back every comment of people saying that this is a hold-in or reports that this is Jamar Chase not processing because of a contract. Because, again, as saying this video, it doesn't make any sense. Because a hold-in is supposed to have an ending. You're supposed to hold in until you get paid. The team will pay you because they don't want you to hold in anymore. If it's already understood from Mike Brown, you're not getting a contract this year, then this is more or less just, okay, well, this is understood. I'm not getting paid this year. I'm not going to practice. I'm not going to risk injury. And that's that. So that's number one. And I think they make a really good point on that because, yeah, this is really already been clearly stated that it's not going to happen. While I disagree with it, and I think we should just pay him right now, that actually goes into the second point from, I believe, Florio, who says this, which is this price tag for Justin Jefferson, because that's the contract that Jamar Chase wants. This price tag for Chase is only going to go up. It's only going to go up from here. And if he goes out there this year, and we'll say we go win a Super Bowl, because they do both say this, and I give them a lot of respect, they think that we can win the Super Bowl this year. If we go win the Super Bowl this year, Jamar Chase leads receivers in receiving. Most touchdowns by any receiver this year. That automatically means the Justin Jefferson contract we talked about, and that the one that, Jamar Chase would want, out the window. He wants way more than that. That's not even a question on God's green earth when it comes to how much money he would want. If he leads the NFL in receivers, perhaps even gets Super Bowl MVP, let's say, there's no way. The contract can only go up from here. And this is, they do iterate the whole CeeDee Lamb situation with Dallas and, of course, Dak Prescott. If you know you want a guy, and you know he is important to your team, and you know that you're going to sign him, the T. Higgins situation, whatever, I don't think the Bengals are fully committed on him at the price tag he wants. But for Jamar Chase, as Mike Brown himself has said, we're going to bend over backwards to get this contract done. There's really nothing that should be delaying the process. Because all you're doing by delaying the process is, one, obviously he's not going to practice. He's not going to be ready for week 1. And 2, which hurts your team, by the way. And 2 is the price tag goes up. Now, here's the third theory of why they might be delaying it, okay? This is my personal preference. Salary cap. Salary cap keeps going up, and up. And I think what they're doing is, because the salary cap keep going up, and they know they can kind of get a little bit more money for the salary cap, plus some of these contracts are expiring, they can kind of maybe rework some contracts and get Jamar Chase paid. The problem is, again, if you structure this correctly, you can get Jamar Chase under contract in a very nice way, kind of exactly the same as Justin Jefferson's contract, but you can work it in a favor of the Bengals here, and I'm sure Jamar Chase will work with you on that. So, it's a mess because nothing makes sense. And that's why, again, like I said, a hold-in makes no sense because it's already been clear that it's not getting done right now. You could say, well, arguably maybe Chase is trying to push the Bengals to change their mind. Chase knows this. You know this. I know this. The Bengals are one of the most stubborn teams in the NFL. Changing their mind is not a terminology in their dialect. They don't like doing that. They don't change their mind. Okay? They say something or they have a plan on something, they do it. This is just how the Bengals have been since 1967. Things have changed. I give you that. Zach Taylor has changed a lot with Cincinnati. But it's still the same mindset for the most part. We do not change our minds. So, if Mike says it, it's going to happen. And even though Mike has no power. But that's beside the point. My point is, how concerned am I over this Jamar Chase situation? With it not making sense, Zach Taylor saying, hey, listen, at the end of the day, this is not a hold-in. This is not a contract related. We have great communication. We have a plan for him. We're getting the other receivers a lot more play time. I'm concerned for the Jamar Chase situation is a 1 out of 10. I'm not concerned about us signing him. I'm not concerned about all the situation given because we do have him for another 2 years. My only concern, if anything, would be the amount of money we're going to have to pay him. But again, the salary cap goes up. More money is allocated to the team. So it's a situation where, like, having to pay a lot of money to a player, or any player, quarterback, wide receiver, any player on your team, right? It's not an easy situation, right? And it's a situation you just got to deal with, you got to go through, and it's a process. This seems like it is being overcomplicated, the process, for no reason. This seems like not 100% is a easy 1, 2, 3 punch deal, but to a certain degree, this feels like the fact that this is not getting done and is going to wait until next year is just a waste of time. Like, you're overdoing something that needs to just get done. You're pushing off something that is like procrastination, but to an extreme level. Like with the T. Higgins situation, right? You go back and forth, like, hey, listen, we value you at X, right? This is what we think your value is. T says, no, I'm worth way more than that. And the Bengals say, well, I'm sorry, we're not going to pay you more than that because that's what we value at. That's it, right? That's very, it's a back and forth. It is what it is. It sucks, but that's not really that, like, you're not overcomplicating that. You're being very upfront, honest. Hey, listen, that's how most negotiation work. You know what Jamar Chase is worth. Justin Jefferson's money. So why not just get it done? Why push it off? Because it's not like this is a situation where you're like, well, hey, listen, like with T, you could say, well, if he doesn't understand that he's worth that much and that we're not going to pay him. That's not the case with Jamar Chase. You've already made it clear. You're going to bend over backwards for the guy. If that's the case, then there's nothing really you're just wasting time. You're wasting time and you're wasting really nothing at this point. I mean, I guess, like I said, you could look at the fact that, well, maybe in the future you get more money to the salary cap and that's why. But other than that, I really don't see the purpose. Because as they say in the show, all you're doing is pushing the number up. You're making the number more expensive. So I'm not concerned. We're gonna pay Jamar Chase 100%. We will, but we're gonna pay him a lot more money than we would have to pay him if we didn't do this stupid cat and mouse game. And again, is he holding in? I don't know. We can't say 100% because, as I say on the show, it wouldn't make sense. The point of a hold in is you hold in so the team will pay you. The team's already said, nope, we're not paying you this year, buddy. You're not getting paid this year. And if that's the case, then all you're doing is wasting time by doing that. Now, here's the thing, and I'll leave it off on this. If you don't practice in training camp, you get fined. You do. If you hold out of training camp, there is a certain degree you will get fined for. Now, a team can waive your fines if they believe, there's a situation that is happening because of something. They can waive your fines. But holding in also does, to a level, avoid you from being fined, according to the new CBA. But again, like I said, it's like, at that point, I don't know. It's a weird situation. It really is. Like, just pay the guy. And it's not like, oh, well, hey man, it's easier to send that. No, it's not hard to do at this point. You have the structure of the contract. You know what he's valued at. He's valued at Justin Jefferson money. So either pay him, because pushing it down the road isn't going to change anything, but up the price. So, I don't know. Tell me down below your thoughts, opinions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.